What up? It's your boy Geronimo back again with another video. Thank you all for waiting for the next video. Today, I'd like to talk about the 8BitDo 10th anniversary Ultimate Bluetooth controller. It's been over a year since I've gotten it and I unboxed it here on the channel. It was my first unboxing, and I had another person who kindly asked, in a previous video I've done recently, what the status of it was. They just wanted to know the impressions. How is it holding up after all this time? Well, I'm happy to report that it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. It's late September now. So it's been over a year, I would say. Over a year, almost daily usage. Well, I say daily, but there's those off days where you just, you feel like doing something else for the evening or whichever. But yeah, I pretty much use this exclusively as my Switch controller when docked. Every now and then in tabletop mode I'll use it for that. But I use it for everything, man. And then for PC, it pretty much is my default controller for PC as well. Yes, the buttons are the Nintendo button layout, but if you just kind of memorize it, you should be good. It's like muscle memory. Just switch them, for like the Xbox layout, or I guess the PlayStation layout as well. But yeah, it's been really good. The Hall Effects analog sticks that are a part of this controller have been fantastic. They have not given me any sign of drifting, any incorrect motions, any things being out of center. It's been really good. It's been really good for like the adventure games I play, some of the shooting games I play. And speaking of the shooters, it also supports gyro. I believe I mentioned that in the unboxing video, but pretty much a lot of the 8BitDo controllers, even the more retro ones, like the SM30 Pro Plus 2, I think those also have gyro motion controls. But yeah, it's very good. It's about on par with the actual Switch Pro controller's motion. The triggers, even though they are technically analog, Switch games read triggers as digital only because their controllers are only digital, but you can adjust this in the software as well. And in the software, you can make it to where, how much you press the button in, how much it does, like pressure-wise, or not pressure, I'm sorry, sensitivity. You can also program the two back buttons that are on the back of these. I believe they're called P1 and P2. They work great. As you hold the controller, they rest where your middle fingers will be, so it's good for games where, like, if you're moving around a lot and you do a lot of crouching to slide, or quick reloading or anything like that. Basically things you don't want to take your thumbs off of the analog sticks for is really good for that. As far as the A, B, X, Y buttons, again, those have been very good too, very responsive. They don't really get sticky, but I mean, that also, I'm a pretty clean person, so typically after I eat a meal or snack or something, I'll keep my hands clean for as best as I possibly can. So that greatly contributed to it for just this year plus. The actual middle buttons for like going to your menu or taking captures have been good too. I had to develop the new muscle memory because the capture button is actually in the very middle of the controller, and for all the other official controllers, even for like the PlayStation and Xbox, the capture button is usually like on the farther left side or to the left of like the main menu button. It's in the middle, so I had to get used to it. So there was a number of times where I thought I captured something on the Switch, it just didn't do anything. So, and that's, it is what it is. It comes with wearing a new controller, even though it's very familiar. Now I will say the D-pads overall held up pretty well for me over this time. I did notice somewhat recently, there are, I guess in like F-Zero 99, maybe because that game is just hypersensitive when just doing those turns for micro adjustments. Sometimes it kind of goes in a different direction, but it's kind of weird because when I'm playing like a fighting game, like I've recently been getting into a lot of the games in the Marvel vs. Capcom fighting collection, especially Marvel Superhero. I just like using Shumagorath. It's been it's been pretty good for me. I don't feel any quarter circle inputs I'm not getting now. I don't feel like I'm not getting any DP or Dragon Punch. those type inputs out, so it's been good for that. So it might have just been a one-off thing for a specific game, but overall it's been very responsive for me, so there shouldn't be any worry about that as well. The only thing I will say though that I've kind of lamented on, and I didn't really know this until after I got the controller, you know, even after I unboxed it for here. So when you have the controller in the 2.4 gigahertz mode or the wireless mode, that's technically the only mode you can use it with wirelessly. Or no, let me rephrase it. When you hook it up to your Windows computer, it detects it like that. It doesn't allow the gyro motion to be enabled. That's only with Bluetooth mode when connected to the switch. There's a slider on the back, you know, it switches between Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz wireless connection. And yeah, I did see online or read online, some people were saying that 8BitDo themselves put out like a custom firmware that's like a beta, where you can kind of use the gyro with the 2.4 gigahertz mode when connected to a Windows computer. I have not been able to get that to work personally. If I do figure it out, I'll let you guys know in a follow-up, or if you guys have experience with it, feel free to drop it in the comments below. But yeah, it's kind of a miss in my opinion. I do love the controller still. It's probably one of my favorites of like daily usage, but just not being able to use the gyro on Steam or PC in general is a bit of a hassle. But when it does work, you know, when you are able to use it on like the Switch itself, it's fantastic. So it's been good. I do know that the polling rate, I think, is a bit lower than some other controllers like the DualSense or the more enthusiast controllers of gyro, like Steam controller and whatnot. But we'll get to those another time in the future. But all in all though, the controller's been great. I still do recommend this controller to just about everyone I talk to that prefers the Xbox or the asymmetrical stick layout. I still prefer this one. It's really good. I mean, this is the 10th anniversary edition. I don't think 8BitDo sells this themselves anymore. I think it really was limited. So if you're trying to look for this one or the other design that's like blue and white, best of luck. Don't overpay on eBay. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my impressions of this controller a year plus. Just keep in mind, you can't use the gyro motion controls on PC without a custom firmware that's in beta, and I can't really personally say that I've been able to do that successfully. So do research on your own as well. But other than that, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate it. If you didn't like the video or anything, go ahead and dislike as well. I'll be back at you with another video. Take it easy. Peace.